Coverage of the National Football. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Quentin Coples in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now running right through it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call them productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he spins past him and into space. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's 3rd down. A glance at the starting unit. Julio Jones, a threat on the outside, of course.
Combines great athleticism, incredible speed, and a whole lot of toughness to be one of the better receivers in the NFL.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So important that you keep an opening drive going because you want to set the tempo right away. And you and I both know you can't set a tempo if you're punting the football away.
Yeah, maybe early. Don't want to be too over the top, but you're right. Big third down conversion. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay's defense in 2016 was a bit unbalanced. Number 8 against the run, but number 31 against the pass. So you know the offseason emphasis was on trying to make sure they shored up the secondary and increase the pass rush.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball. And that way, you often control the game.
And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And from the 3 now, it's second and goal. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And with that, pull out the record books. He will forever go down as the first man to score a touchdown in the history of this beautiful new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
And you know everyone in attendance has to be really happy. Well, maybe not everyone, but most people, they have to be really happy that it's a Falcon that goes in that record book.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the visitor scoring the first touchdown. It will be a Falcon. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And a wide receiver to watch in this offense, certainly Jordy Nelson.
And most defenses watch him run past them. Jordy Nelson can run every route in the route tree.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. The starting defense for the Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons defense of 2016 was ranked 25th, but don't get caught up in the numbers. The last 8 or 9 games of the season, things really started to click for head coach Dan Quinn, who really ran that defense based on what he had run in Seattle. And it really is predicated on speed, speed, speed. Every level of the defense. And Vick Beasley, their outside linebacker in his 2nd season, had 15.5 sacks and 6 forced fumbles, both which led the league.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Rodgers to Cobb, good for a Green Bay first. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan. all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
I better raise my voice a little bit here because one thing we can already tell, even in the first year in the league with this new stadium, it's going to get loud in this place.
Yeah, the old place was loud, but I think we're getting a sense that this place is going to be louder.
Yeah, they're riding that momentum of that 2016 team that finished their year in the Super Bowl.
Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
receiver still gets a point there. Yeah. And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game. They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Matt Bosher, 7th-year man from Miami, on to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And he fields it cleanly. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now trotting out there the Packers getting ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here. A little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty. When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Second down following the incompletion. Now Rodgers. Room here to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brooks Reed with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carried from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And now here's a carry heading left. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, 1 broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys are...
And that's caught inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or 2 in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Clay Matthews able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Let's go!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. And before the punt, time is going to run out. on this first quarter. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a second down. Rodgers to throw on second down. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And a big play there on second down, but we do have a flag on the field. This is in the area where it might be coming back. Wait a second, they did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. They'll set up a throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Quentin Coples in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Third and long, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now. They'll come out throwing here on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards for number 11. Julio back-to-back all-pro seasons. Last year over 1,400 yards, averaged over 100 yards per game, tops in the NFL.
And that's the stat that catches my eye. Over 100 yards per game, and you always hear about defenses saying, we can rotate, we can send people in his direction, we can do things to limit a wide receiver, yet Julio Jones averages over 100 per game. One of the most sensational stats I've seen in recent football. That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats, but really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step.
Shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Now back to throw. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
So no problems there with that one as they're able to put 3 up on the board.
Yeah, it's pretty much a winless night. There's only a very light breeze, so it's a perfect night for kickers. And like you say, no problems with that one.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And our focus now moves to Jordy Nelson. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know Devontae Adams really developed in 2016 as a receiver for Green Bay. I think he had plenty of incentive because when Aaron Rodgers breaks contain, gets out of the pocket, anything can happen downfield. You can find yourself open, can't you?
And it makes Adams a high-volume guy. Week 7 and 8 last year, 25 catches, highest 2-game total in the illustrious history of the Packers. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man. It's his tight end, Lance Kendricks. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
They go play action for Montgomery, and now Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball. Geronimo Allison, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Levine Toilolo, the tight end, is intended target. That'll bring up second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Quentin Coples bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He'll drop to throw. Looking deep for Julio. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jordy Nelson now trotting back out there on offense. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Adrian Claiborne. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Draw play. Rodgers to Montgomery. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 14 yards there on the pickup. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
Rodgers now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. In just 2 minutes' time, don't forget we'll get you to Orlando for our halftime report. To bring it to you, who else but Larry Ridley?
Now that man knows his football. Go get him, Larry.
Rodgers to Montgomery on the draw. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks and no touchdown passes yet either. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On second down, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Brooks Reed able to drop him for a loss of 4. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. First, it's indeed time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Falcons are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Packers just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Falcons have it midway through the first. They run the option on this play, and he'll end up sprinting into the end zone. That puts them up by a touchdown. 1st and 10. It's Clay Matthews getting the sack here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Falcons with the ball early in the second. Copeland's able to zero in on the QB here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Falcons on offense midway through the second. Copel showing skill here getting to the QB. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando.